Welcome to the B6.
Oh, welcome to the B6. Another B6.
Back on the
Welcome to the
bus.
B6. Yeah, man. What's going on? Mental check. How's everything?
Things could be better, man. Getting there.
Really? What you got going?
I don't know, man. I just don't feel like myself, but just another day.
Yeah, I don't know. It does feel like something missing. I mean, the best advice I can give anybody that feel like something's off, something missing, is to try to change your daily routine. Try to do something different, and when you do find that switch where everything feels right, try to repeat it the next day. I mean, I know it sounds easy, uh, but it can be. Anything that you try to change, it's a repetition. You know, you gotta just keep doing it, keep doing it. This is even like changing the diet. We had a topic about that, changing diet, um, income, anything. It just takes a while. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you a funny story about diet real quick, man, before you get started. Because it was funny as hell to me. I play basketball on Fridays, and there's this guy who haven't came in probably 6 months, and
Mm.
he saw me. He was like, "Man, you used to be skinny." I was like, "Yeah,
You put
damn."
on weight?
Yeah, I put on weight. I was like, "Yeah, I put on probably like 10 pounds." He was like, "Man, more than that." I was like,
Oh, yeah, that hurts.
but you know what? Before Friday, I decided I was gonna get strict on my diet, like no carbs, and the grocery we added, you know, no carbs to our grocery list. So my diet started that day before he said something to me. So by him saying, calling me out like
Yeah,
that, I was like, "Son of a, all right,
that's
I
a
got
nice motivation, though. I
you."
mean,
Yeah, it is.
you could,
It's
it's
definitely gonna
not,
stay with me.
yeah,
So if I thought about
yeah.
getting off that, it's not gonna. I'm gonna remember him saying that. So
Since we
I
catching up
appreciate
on
it.
since we catching up on diets and stuff, I was going to switch. I totally forgot about it. As you know, I started a new position, so my health insurance kicked in. So I said, let me take advantage.
Uh,
Men, we don't really check ourselves. I don't think anyway. I never hear anybody say, "Oh, like, I always hear my mother say it or women saying they got to check on. And then in our minds, it's women things that they checking in on. Us, I don't know, maybe it's fear or we going to find out. But I'm going to speak personally, but I was fear. I didn't want to hear something that I couldn't handle, but I did think it was helping with me mentally, where it's like, the unknown of what you might have, what you got to fix or something. So I was talking with my girl about it, and she been on my back. Hey, did you go? Did you get your health insurance? And it was getting annoying. So I wound up getting it, and I booked the appointments for everything. I don't know if I shared it on the show that that's this the last physical checkup I got. They said that I'm close to being pre-diabetic. And then it's not an age thing; it's just your diet thing. You can work out all you want, but I don't know if you've seen videos. They say something about your body's change starts in the kitchen. So you got changing your diet. You just said it yourself.
yeah,
You gotta hurt your feelings a little bit, but it's a motivation.
yeah.
So since I did my pre-diabetic check, it scared me so much that I changed my diet a lot. I still eat some junk, but not as much. The alcohol I cut off completely. Like I haven't had alcohol in a little over a month, and that's not a lot. But to a person that had like a beer, a shot, or something damn near every day or every other day, I think that's pretty good. So anyway, when I went and got the pre-diabetic, my mobility was on point, and it was funny. My doctor said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna try a little couple tests with you." And he said, "I want you to try to touch your toes. Stand straight up, touch your toes." The look he gave me when I did it was like, "Nigga, ain't nothing wrong." So, because I am flexible, whatever, but it doesn't mean anything about what your diet. So I've been changing it a lot. I've cut off. uh, any sodas, any alcohol. All I literally been drinking is water. Anything outside of water, I make my own juices. So I just bought a new juicer, and I'm waiting to come in the mail. I was using my boy's uh, juicer that he had, but they want it back, so I gave it back and I ordered another. Um, it's funny you saying that people saying changes in you and your body is going the negative way. My body is going positive way, but I just haven't been exercising enough. So I'm losing a lot of the fat because of what I'm eating, but I gotta uh, make sure I get back into the working out. Like I got some new equipment in the house, got the gym membership. You just got to do it. You know what I mean? And the
Just gotta do it, man.
basketball, yeah, the basketball thing, I ain't been going either, man. I got to get back. I got to get back. We both got to get back. We got some homework to do on that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we tied too much on that, but let's you're good there. You just gotta you just
Nah,
gotta get
we doing good, man. Keep going, man. You got it.
all right, all right, all right. So recap. What were we doing the last episode? What was the last topic about? What's your greatest fear? Right?
Yeah, yep.
I forgot what this was. You probably forgot too. It's been a minute since we was on
Yeah.
this thing. But if we can try to tackle our greatest fears, everything else should fall into place. Everything else should be a little bit easier. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
Yeah. Whenever you mention fear, greatest fear, my greatest fear is like the public speaking thing, but I don't know why. It scares the hell out of me to be in front of people, speaking in front of a group of people. That's like the only thing I really fear. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I fear anything else. And I know we're always referencing Seinfeld, but there is a not just a joke. It's a known fact that that's the number one fear is public speaking, and
Mm-hmm.
number two is dying. So the joke was, you rather do your eulogy, you rather not do your eulogy than you rather be in a coffin than do your eulogy because you fear death more than you fear public speaking. So my greatest fear is just being in front of a group of people and just talking to them. I think that held me back a lot, with being part of management or in the workplace or just growing, being because you got to be able to step out there and address people publicly.
To tag in on what you're saying, I mean that's a fear of I think everybody dying part, but what people need to understand is that shit's gonna happen anyway. You have no control of it, and it's something I think about damn near every day. How, when, all this other stuff, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So um, that's something we got to work on. Me, you, everybody. This is going to happen. We got to get over that. Find a new fear. Public speaking, I get it. Sometimes I do get fear on that too. But what I'm somewhat in that field where I have to do public speaking is in sales. It's just in a small group I'm trying to sell to. But I get what you're saying with the public speaking. The best way to do it is to read the crowd or the people that you're speaking to within instantly. You just got to instantly catch what's their trigger on attacking you or accepting you. And you should be fine because, like I said, I don't like the public speaking as much either, but I know I'm trained to catch the things that I can connect with that person where they're going to love me or hate me. You understand? So, something we can work on together. But anyway, we got an interesting topic today. We're gonna
Let's
jump right into the main topic, man.
let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. What you got?
It is always good to tell the truth. When I first thought of this one, I came up with this one. I was like, man, we're gonna be done with this topic in 5 minutes because I instantly thought about you talking to your woman, your wife, or you talking to your mother, it's a kid. your boss, but there's so many angles that you could take this topic to. I mean, I think you're gonna be excited when I throw at you, but let's just go just to dive into to the instant one that I was thinking about. I don't know what you was thinking about. What I was thinking about to your significant other. Is it always good to tell the truth to your significant other? In your
Uh,
opinion?
Definitely not.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they act like they want to hear the truth, but you got to be selective, especially like say they wait or something that might hurt their feelings or how they look in a particular dress or whatever. But you got to be selective. You got to use your common sense to know when to tell them the truth and when to not say it because it might hurt their feelings.
You're right. I'll dive into that. I'm not that smart when it comes to that field. I've said the truth way too many times, and it probably added to ending relationships. It's like, oh, this guy's insensitive. He hurt my feelings when he said that, but I was just speaking from the heart. Like when you say something like, "Oh, do I look fat in this dress?" Yes, yes, you do. Don't wear it again. But also, or just anything, and you do have to be selective. That's a good way to put it. Um, but what I was thinking about as more I thought about this topic is that the world is changing, man. I mean, you got the P Diddy thing, you got was it the Usher thing, and was it Justin Bieber, and you could look at what they have to go through on a day-to-day basis, or any celebrity on their truth and what the world will accept. It's hard. Now, there's rumors right now about uh, Diddy, having a past life or secret life, abusive, doing homosexual acts, and then he says things that is like borderline. So now this has nothing. You might say this might have nothing to do with the topic, but it has everything to do with the topic because he portrays himself as heterosexual. If you're heterosexual in the closet, should you tell the public the truth right away? Well, same thing with Will Smith. We all, as a fan, love his work, but is he telling the truth? And is that truth something that we're all ready for? I mean, we are coming into the world where you fill out an application is no more male or female. It's different now. So is that the truth, or are we just fabricating or covering up a lie? Would we
Well,
accept him, not Jay Z, P Diddy, if he was gay? Does it
I
change anything?
I don't know, but I know it's not my truth; it's his truth. So he has to be the one ready. It don't matter how old or how much money, famous you have to be comfortable
But
to come
that's
out with that
that's the thing. So I mean, P Diddy been out since the 90s. In the 90s, I
publicly.
was
Yeah,
listen. Yeah, I was listening to the radio and TV back then, and those things was joked upon. If you're gay or you do a gay act, you kind of made fun, and everybody could say it openly without getting in trouble. Now you say it, you're gonna have the LGBT community, all of them standing up for their rights, and you making a mockery of what I believe or who I am. So if he came out back then, would he come out as a homosexual, bisexual, or would he still cover it up? Because this man has kids, so he does have sex with
I
females.
think P Diddy did come out with it, but he came out with it in his own way. When I think he came out with saying he's gay or whatever. When I remember watching the Breakfast Club or listening to it, there's a radio show called The Breakfast Club,
Mhm.
mainly in New York. Charlemagne, DJ Envy, and what was the girl name? Angela Yee at the time.
Hmm.
He was on his show and he said, my name is Love now. Yeah, I love everybody. Like I'm love.
Mm.
I think that's when he came up.
I
When
don't
when he
think,
said
but
he loved everybody, like well he's telling us that
yeah,
in his own way.
I don't know if he was actually. I think it was subliminally. It that I believe. Yeah, what you're saying is true. I think, but he was also trying to just feed positivity because there's a few videos that they keep circulating. He's saying something and he's trying to make positivity out of it, and in between it, he's condoning that behavior that we don't all accept. Just like when they brought out when he was on Ellen DeGenerate and he was trying to cover up or defend what possibly could have happened between um, Chris Brown and Rihanna. So if anybody looks it up, he was kind of covering it up. Oh, we don't know what happened in that car. Well, we all saw those pictures, and it did look good, of him beating on her. Whether Rihanna was 100% wrong, it just looked bad. And then these videos are coming out with him doing it. So it's like, was he just saying that because he's guilty of it too? Because everybody see the video now of him beating up that girl
Uh,
in the elevator.
we kind of like when we talking about Diddy, we talking about like a couple things: the homosexual thing, and then we talking about the domestic violence thing. With the homosexual thing, it's like I remember was it the last show where we touched on like racism, like it was who was it? Morgan Freeman said, how do we? Somebody asked him, how do we, get rid of racism? Stop talking about it. Like, what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
bro, with the homosexual thing, I more feel that way about the homosexual thing than the racism thing. I'm like, bro, like, why are we talking about it? To me, honestly, like, it doesn't like matter to me. Like, I don't care if Diddy is a homosexual or not. Like, it doesn't make a difference in my world at all. So it's in his world, and if he's not ready to come out and say straight that I am or not straight, um, I don't care. Like that's his business. But if he want to come out and say, hey, you know what, I've been hiding this and I want to just share it with everybody.
Well, that's
Okay,
the thing. I mean, at this point, you need to just come out with the truth.
I don't know.
Um,
That's his truth. You don't
yeah,
tell
but it's
somebody one thing
because
about with the truth.
because he's screwed either way, and I'll tell you why. Because if he says, "All right, yeah, I've been doing some homosexual acts," now we say, "Oh, you're a liar. You did. All right, you're a liar. Why didn't you tell me this before?" The same thing with the Will Smith thing. If he out of nowhere came out, nobody's just gonna just take that and not have a ill will way of thinking about it. It's like you could have told me this years ago, man. Why are you putting us all through this whole that
Uh,
you're this iconic figure, um, not a homosexual, have a family, you're not going outside your marriage, but then you coming out saying that I do have these homosexual acts. That's a lie.
I don't know, man. I think Tupac was the one who was telling us from the beginning. I think it's fair to assume a lot of celebrities are just into drugs and those type of acts. And either way, I just don't really. It doesn't affect my life. You know, yeah, I don't care. I
Well,
really don't like about
well,
sexual.
I think they all in some serious
Well, let me ask
things,
you this
hurdles. Yeah.
before because I'm wondering because I don't know the answer. I'm wondering if you remember there was a time everybody should know who's Joe Budden is by
Mm,
now, but
yeah.
he was a New York rapper to us with like a one hit type of thing,
Right.
pump it up. That was
Yeah.
it, and he was
Yeah.
kind of for like a battle rapper
Hmm.
underground. He wasn't really. Then he came out with this podcast that was ahead of a lot of people's time, and now he's like the top of the food chain with this podcast, the
Hmm.
Joe Budden podcast. And I remember I don't know what year it was. It wasn't that long ago, but he came out and said, I like men and women. Do you
He
remember that?
did.
He did. He said,
Oh
I
shit.
like men and women. Like he came out and said that. And then since then, I haven't seen anybody bring that back up. Or like I haven't, was it a joke when he said, I know I heard him say it. I know it was a thing for like a week. And then after, like now, people don't joke about it. People don't bring it up. So I'm just wondering, did he just say that to as a joke? Because I don't follow his show like that. But I did hear him say that. But now, and you probably could Google it and get the answer. But I didn't do my homework.
There's another DJ out there that came out and said that they like transsexuals. I forgot the name, the dude name.
Whoever. But the thing is though, it's like it was a story for like a week maybe, and then everybody moved on. And if it was true when he said it and it wasn't as a joke, nobody even talk about it right now anymore. It was like a story for a week. So for all of these people, I'm not you. So, and I know personally like people who in the closet or whatever, and they don't they choose not to share it with everybody. So it's not it's a real thing. Just because he's a public figure it doesn't exclude him from those type of feelings and insecurities because it's real.
You know,
So
another thing too is that I think technology has made us accustomed to access, too much access, where if we want to know whether your personal and their personal lives is not our lives. We have our own personal things that we don't share. We put out there what we want people to know.
yeah,
So it's just the technology that's and is always a camera in their face. So we will find out one way or another with these secret parties and all this other stuff. So yeah, I totally forgot about that part. But it's funny you bring that up because we're gonna ask everybody, are you on the bus or on the bus on this pansexual? Now you brought this up.
yeah.
What is a pansexual?
Basically someone who loves everyone. Like it's not a
So
men woman preference. They it doesn't matter. Whoever they love is who they love. Like
so was that be Joe Budden?
well, the reason why was I saw a clip on I hope I got the celebrity name correct. Wayne Brady. You know who
Oh yeah,
Wayne Brady is?
yeah,
So
man.
he's a TV host, comedian, right? Actor.
Hmm.
But he came out straight, said it like not straight.
I'm shocked. Is this recently?
Recently, yeah. The video was recently. Came out and
And
said,
it
"I'm a
came out
pan
in his mouth. Came
straight
out his
out his
mouth.
mouth." I sent you the video.
I know. I had not
Unless,
looked at no, I didn't look at the video. All
hey,
I did was read it and I said
hey,
I knew who it was instantly. I was like, wow, if this is true, okay.
nowadays they have these things, which is crazy. The AI stuff where they could put someone voice over, like change the video, like they call it deep fake, but it wasn't a deep fake. It was him saying,
How you know?
bro, is the video didn't look fake. It looks like a regular video coming out of his car,
That's another
and
thing too,
he's
man.
saying it.
That's
I
another
mean,
thing
it's a
too.
lot
This
of
shit
fake
could be
stuff out
fake,
there, but
man.
it's
It could be
definitely not
fake.
fake. You need to. When I
I'm gonna
send
look
you
it
the
up
video,
again. I'm
bro,
gonna look up
just
again and
like
see if
watch it.
he he.
It's like 15 seconds if you're
All
tired.
right. Well, I'm gonna look
Just
up
click
a
on it.
video. I'm gonna look up again to see if he came out with another video saying I didn't say that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna look up. But
Nah, he's a pansexual. He's the one who introduced me to the word because I didn't know what a pansexual was. And when he said it, I went ahead and looked it up. But basically, just meaning you love everyone. So like
so
you could fall in love with anyone,
isn't that the same thing saying I'm bisexual?
right? I mean, you would think with everyone. I guess everyone included every alphabet that you list on the LGBTQ, and then
Oh, so
so
damn. I didn't think about that. So bisexual is basically if you like a man or a woman.
yeah,
Pansexual is
everyone.
a transsexual
Every
too.
letter in there. Like it's more than three letters in there. So I mean I don't yeah. I'm not
How do you
knowledgeable
get?
enough to talk to
So
but
when I first Yeah.
It's love. That's what it is. So it's like if you meet someone, it doesn't matter
If you just
what
got a
that someone
connection with it,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, you just fall. You just love
You
that
just got a
person.
mental connection. You in there. Yeah.
You love him.
I,
Yeah, person.
I'm not. I'm getting off the bus on that one because I don't condone it. I don't have a feeling for it, but to each his own.
I'm staying on the bus because it's educating me. And this world is changing, and you need to keep up with it. You don't want to be left behind and be one of those old man get off my lawn type of thing. I didn't know what a pansexual was, and that's education. He educated me, and I don't care what's his preference or his feelings about love, but he did educate me on. We have kids coming up, we have a whole new generation. You just want to be educated on things and know knowledge on how to, you know, um, with your life because things would happen in your world that you're gonna have to deal with. So I'll stay on the bus on that one, man. Just because of those reasons.
I don't know. Okay, I'm off the bus for me personally, but I'm not saying that I won't accept your or the other person's preference. Like I said, I've had a gay friend or two.
Sound like the white
I,
person. I got a black friend.
yeah, I mean, if you
You ever
can,
had somebody say that to you? Though I personally, a white person said that in front of me. One of my friends is black. Like, somebody ever said that to you?
well, no, not in those.
For real? Like,
No,
I work with a
no.
lot of white people, and like they said that in front of me. I'm like, you don't even know how bad that sounds, but
But
yeah,
and again, you're in Florida, so
you
you
kind
probably
of
could have heard a lot worse.
you kind
You
of
could have got
sounded like that white lady that said that when you said, "Yeah, I have a gay friend." It's like, bro,
yeah, I mean, well, I tell you why I had one, or it's
I don't know.
because it changes your appearance of what everybody else sees you and accept. You automatically look like you're a couple now. So it
Well,
just made me
the
feel uncomfortable.
the correction I would make is you had one openly gay friend
Hmm.
because I'm sure you had many gay friends. I'm sure you had a lot of
No,
ditties in there. Yeah,
but
like a lot.
that I didn't know. That I didn't
That's what
know.
that's the
Oh,
point. They're
that's
not gonna
crazy.
openly tell you
Oh
that
hell
they're
yeah!
gay, but
I
you
want to know.
sometimes you have some suspicions on some of them people. Like, but just because of
That's,
how they worded stuff or how they may have told you a
that's
story or
crazy.
two.
I wonder, out of
But
all the people I've known my whole life, was any one of them in the closet, and I just don't know it right now. Like
yeah, I'm sure, I'm
that's
sure.
crazy. Yeah,
I've
because of
learned.
the world.
Yeah, I've learned a long time ago. Somebody, I don't know if he was coming at me, but he was like, you never know who you're talking to. Like, you got to be careful what you say around people because you never know if that person is what you're talking about. Because not everyone is gonna come out and say, "Hey, I'm gay." But if you badmouth a gay person in front of a person who you don't know is gay but happens to be gay, you're offending them. But again,
You know what's
I'm
crazy?
not.
You're right. My one the friend that I was talking about, he said he only go for the ones that don't appear to be gay. He don't go to the flamboyant ones. So there's plenty of people I probably had a conversation with, and they're in the closet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Or all right, this is not the topic. Let's go. The movie, the movie night was
Uh,
a Kingdom of Planet of the Apes. Did you get to see it?
I fell asleep in the movie theater, but
Yeah, man, we
I
getting
didn't
old,
make it.
man. We getting
It
old.
was it
How
was a
old?
late movie, but it was also not
Do you
hit
always fall asleep on the movie?
a lot of times, not always.
When you seen Bob Marley just fall asleep?
No, I didn't fall asleep on that
The
movie.
whole movie was up.
The whole movie I was up here.
That was just the movie that you really, really wanted to see. Yeah, I fight with it too. I've been fighting with it since my daughter was little. I'm going to take a light nap somewhere in that movie. Oh, it Planet of the Apes. I saw it and I dozed off and on for a good 5 minutes.
I was
So
out. You knocked out. But
Really?
my wife was like, "It's okay," because I was quiet,
Um,
and she was like, "It's because it wasn't a great of a movie to keep my attention." But I do want to see it again. I do.
so
I'm
it
trying to see it again.
so you know this is all remakes from the ones that came out in the 70s, 60s, or whatever. You know there was a older
Uh,
version.
I know there was older versions, but I don't know if it was an older version of this one.
It might be. I didn't see all of the old ones. I didn't see any of the old ones because it looked weird when I was a kid. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
apes talking, man.
I
It
heard that
doesn't
was
look
pretty
like.
good too. We
No, I'm
was
pretty
talking
sure they
about that
were.
at the
They,
job, and they was saying somebody was just high on like an old version of it. Like, yo, this was a really good movie. I'm like, how is it a good movie when when they look like that? Like, look like
right.
the
It's
costume.
basically a bunch of exactly
Like,
costumes
bro,
and makeup, but
I can't
this
get past that.
actually looks like a real ape talking.
Yeah,
So it was really I liked it. But why I picked this one is because there's a lot of controversy in this movie,
also,
and back then too, because it's like you got almost like they're talking about black people and white people.
oh
You
yeah,
know, that's how I took it. It's any way you could look at it. You could look at anything. I mean, about you, maybe the white. I'm not just using white and black right now, but white people building up their empire and black people trying to get there too, but they're holding them back as slaves somewhat. Is any way you could look at, and it could be just, it could be Chinese or Japanese or uh, Latinos of them trying to build up their community and the other one trying to build up theirs, but they don't want them to build up theirs because it's taken away from their community. Does that make sense?
I mean, I hear what you're saying.
What did you get from the movie as
Uh,
being controversial?
what I got before I fell asleep was Noah, trying to find his family that from the village that they took, like this bad ape
Mm-hmm.
came and basically destroyed and killed his father and his village,
Mm-hmm.
and he spent most of the movie trying to get back his people and also find himself and become a leader that his father was. That's what I got from it. I didn't really look
It's
anything deep.
that's true. That's the one sided of the eight, but you got to remember between this uh series, this movie from the series, all of them kind of had some similarities. It was the white people or people in general trying to build back up what they lost,
Okay.
and the eights was constantly getting smarter and involving and trying to build up their community. But
Okay.
at the same time, humanity has lost everything. And they
Right.
was secretly saying, look, let me just have this little bit, this part right here. I know you got this going on over here. I just want this part. If you give me this will give us light for our community and we can build up our community. We're not gonna come to yours. And Caesar from the last uh part of the series was like, nah, but then they kept being persistent. It was like, okay, look, I'm gonna let you do it, but you're gonna go over there in and out. And this was the last uh,
Movie.
part of the series, last movie, and they got greedy. And he said, "Look, I told you no." And then I think one of them tried to discipline one of the apes, and they said, "All right, now you got to go." So it went from yes, a slow yes, to a hard no, to them being sneaky about it. Same thing with this one, this season series. Now we had the big leader of the apes saying, by all means necessary, we're gonna get through this sealed door to see what secret treasures they have in there that's gonna build up our community, make it. And he over there saying, "Look, come on, let's do it by any means necessary." They breaking their backs trying to get through this door, and one of the humans said, "Yeah, yeah, let's go in there." But she had her own agenda, and if she did what she did, it would kind of wipe up the apes community and just build up there. So it's like I looked at it as like what we do on a day-to-day basis or what we try to overcome. I mean, your overall agenda is to build up your community, your family, make sure that they're successful. And there's nothing wrong with that. But is it causing harm to somebody else? You know, their back was
Uh,
against the wall in this movie.
no, that was well put, and I did tell you I fell asleep, and now that you explained it, I did see parts of that. You're absolutely right. So that dynamic does exist. I have to watch it again. I not that I'm mad at myself because it wasn't the action started out at the beginning, and apparently it never got back to the action. So when I fell asleep and I woke up and the movie was over, I was leaving and I heard a couple of people saying, "Hey, it was just a filler movie, like setting up for the next one." But it makes me want to go back and watch it to have that understanding that you have, because that
Yeah,
is
because
interesting.
if we go all the way back into the first episode, the
First episode, okay.
scientists just experimenting, and they was just overwhelmed with being impressed of their grasp of technology and how they was able to get puzzles and things like that, and then it just became something bigger than what they imagined, where they formed unity, and they said, you know what? Caesar said, you know what? I'm smart. I want to share what I learned with everybody, with my people. And you saw in the first movie, uh, he only thought his family was the the humans. That human guy that was his basically he was looking at him as a pet. He was looking at him as an equal. And he said, you know what? You're not my equal. You put me locked in this room. I'm in a cage. So he went from you're not accepting me to rage and saying, you know what? I'm gonna build up my people. And he went back to the lab, gave him the same stuff that he had, and built up his own community. So it looked like it was a war, but he just wanted his voice to be heard, his community to stand up, and that's why they divided and then wind up just taking over everything, power, energy, freedom, and now the humans are on the reverse side of it, trying to build theirs up because what they built, and it's kind of like what we're doing right now with this AI and all this other stuff with this technology. Is like, are we are we going in the right direction? You know, with this.
You ain't on the AI thing yet. You don't use Chat GBT.
No, and it's kind of scary because they won't need us eventually. you
Yeah,
know.
we maybe not in our lifetime, but bro, adapt to it, get on it. It will help you send emails or write
Yeah,
outline
but
to our
it's
show. Like
I get it.
it's very
I get
sophisticated.
it, but you're gonna eliminate so many
Yeah,
jobs
it's
doing this. Like, what can you? If,
you're not stopping it, bro. So get on the
uh,
trade. It's like
no, I
just because
get
you're
it.
not partaking in it, it doesn't mean that it's
I
not
get
gonna
it,
happen.
but what are we
Yeah,
doing to prepare ourselves for when it's completely taken over, where these jobs that we've been
you
working 15, 20 years is over?
it's already here. For one, and two, for it to be completely here, it probably more than likely won't be in our lifetime. But they have jobs. You go places like back in our days, like with the subway, you used to swipe the card every time.
Mhm.
Now it's like an app or whatever. It's like the technology is constantly growing. You go to the library, check out a book, and you don't even need a person to check it out for you because you check it out on your own, self checkout and registers and stuff. It's going to get more sophisticated than that. Just you could just you know I saw this thing with Elon Musk. It's like putting a chip in people's brains now, and it's like so for someone who can't like use their arms, the chip will help you move the mouse on the screen. Like it would help
Mm.
you. It's just technology is crazy, but for me, I use the AI as far as just because it's artificial intelligence, so it's like it helps you. It's like an updated version of Google. If
Mm-hmm.
you need an answer to something, you type it in, and it will give you a unique answer actually. So if we wanted to write an essay for homework, hey, write an essay on Martin Luther King. The essay is going to be written. It's not going to be something that you could copy and paste. It's going to be something original that's not out on the web at all. So when you turn it into your teacher, it's like, bro, yeah, it don't sound like you wrote it, but I can't find another copy. So you must have wrote it. But nowadays, like I said, AI, you need help with your language or email, sending an email. Hey, send me an email about doing what it's so sophisticated. Like
I
how I
don't
use it
know,
with
man. It
one
kind
one
of
one last example. How I use it with my business is like, hey, be a social media manager and give me some examples of some a social media post or whatever, and it will make itself a social media manager, and it will give me examples based on what I'm looking for, and it will ask me certain questions, and then it will spit out the results. It's it's very cool, man. It's like you gotta use it.
yeah. I'm gonna try, but it's I feel like it's crippling us at the same time with thinking. Um, I mean, I'm a guilty party of it for years, where little things, grammar, spelling, it's like if I don't want to think about it, just type it in and it'll give me a suggestion of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so
And
you
if I
like you're
set
already using it. Yeah,
no, I've been using it. I'm saying
that's
it,
what I'm
but
saying.
it's more and more where
Yeah.
it's just going to eliminate
Yeah, then I've been
jobs.
asking you permissions, and that's for sure. Like a lot of
The,
jobs.
the
Yeah,
same and the same thing with technology. I'm trying to still figure out how I can block uh, my phone, my computer, anything from being completely nosy of everything that I'm doing. Like I'll get commercials tied into what I Googled that had nothing to do with me. I was just thought about it.
yeah,
And you say, you know what, let me
yeah.
look that up. Now I got a commercial about it or advertisement. I just don't like that part. I mean, sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes like, you know what, yeah, I do need this. I did need to know about that. Or I did want to buy this. But it's like, okay, I bought it. Can you stop showing me that?
Yeah.
Are you juicing?
Yeah, I always juice, but juice. It sounds like something else you said, man. Uh,
Are you juicing? Do you have a juicer and you're putting fruit and vegetables in it to make?
I have a real nice juicer. I
Mhm.
that's the only time I drink juice is when I'm juicing. Like I would
Mhm.
juice my oranges, pineapples, some ginger. That's when I love juicing that particular ingredients, but that's the only time I drink juice is when I'm if I juice it
How
myself.
much? How much do you spend on a good juice?
My wife had bought it for my birthday, I believe. Probably like 500 or more. I
Really?
can't remember.
How long ago was this?
Probably last year, early last year.
So I told you I had a friend of mine that gave me his for a while just to try it out. Just gave it back, and I ordered one, and I only spent 200 on one. I showed it to him that which one I was going to get in the mail, and he was like, "It's gonna be a bitch to clean, man." So he showed me
Yeah,
a couple of options. So I got one coming in the mail that's like $600, man. But he
okay.
says it's a real good one, easy to clean. You'll get more
What's the
juice
brand?
squeezed out. I forgot. I'll send it to you.
Is it black or
Oh,
white?
you know what? Not it's called Nama.
That's the one I have. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I spent six. The crazy thing is that the
It's
one
good.
that I ordered that's 200. It's still on the way. So once it
Yeah.
come, I gotta send that one back, and I'm excited about the one that's gonna come in the mail because you can put more fruit and vegetables at the same time. Walk away, it'll take care of the
It's,
rest.
it's really
So
quiet. I don't know if yours coming for, but I had to order mine separate. It's like a strainer. You know when you juice, you have like the pulp that comes along with it. but
Mm-hmm.
they have a strainer that you put over the container that the juice goes into. So
Right.
right away it just strains it while it's going down into it.
Mm.
And when we got that, it's like it made my life better because I don't like to taste stuff when I'm drinking. I just want to
Right.
drink
Right.
juice.
Right.
So I'm not sure because I think you spent a little bit more than I did. So you probably have like probably a later model. So maybe it comes with the strainer now. But
Mm-hmm.
now I have the same thing. It's really quiet. It's easy to clean. It doesn't take long to clean. It comes with a little brush and stuff to clean it. But it's a great juice. It's the best on the market. That's what I was told, and it does. It's good.
Yeah. Well, the reason I asked is I'm really excited about it, man. And I do want to change some things. So it was funny. You was like, you're gonna end all carbs and all that other stuff. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I think I eat a lot. I eat too much potatoes and rice. So I'm trying to like
Yeah,
eliminate that for a while.
yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, it's something.
That's what I do. Too much of the potatoes and the rice, but that's the carbs and the sugar. If we can eliminate those, because I've done
Hmm.
this diet before, and the weight just falls right off when you do it. I'm older now, so it might not fall off as fast,
Oh
but
yeah, it definitely takes a while, and it's crazy how certain foods you eat, no matter if you exercise it or not, it you'll see results in every spot except your stomach. So the bad stuff that you're constantly using is gonna stop right there at the stomach. Everything else will be fine. You can slow it down, but if you don't eliminate it, which you really want to see results in is in the stomach. And I just,
for
like you
that,
said, the older you get, that it takes the longest.
I don't necessarily have the answer for that, but I do have a picture when my stomach was it wasn't a six pack, but it was pretty flat. And it was before before I stopped eating meat. Because I was gonna
Really.
tell you it's probably the meat that's just be sitting there causing your stomach to be like that. But people who eat meat have six packs, so that's really not the answer. But I'm not a proponent, of eating meat. But so I don't know if that contributes to the gut thing or not. But like I
I
said,
don't,
probably not.
no, I don't think it's well. The meat does take longer to digest, but I'm gonna try something different. Like I said, I just tried it. I just started it yesterday, where I'm not gonna be eating any. Try to eliminate the carbs for a
Yeah.
while, just to see how I feel. Um, I still feel like what does it say? Like less energy. So I want to change up that part to see if that helps.
But you know what I did? This goes back to a couple of episodes, and that's why I like this podcast because I mean it helps me personally. So I'm hoping to help other people who are listening. But one of the previous shows we had was we suggested getting a mentor,
Mm,
and I've finally reached out to the one I wanted to become my mentor, and we spoke for a while, and now when he sees me, he comes to me. We just start talking. How you doing? And I open up to him. And the last time we spoke, I was telling him, I'm struggling trying to get to my goals or whatever. And he was like, how so? He was asking me. He was like, I had said, you know what, like, being a vegan is hard, and I want to apply that same approach to other things. You know what I mean? Like some people want to stop eating meat, but they can't, or it's hard, or they would never. But I've done that for 3 years, and I'm like, I want to apply that to my other goals, that same ambition, that same, motivation and drive. And he was like, well, that's your why. Got to find your why. It's like, why did you stop eating meat? Okay, you got to find your why for other things and attack it from your why perspective. Define the reason why you want to do what you want to do. Okay, now that you got it, now you got to work towards it. I was like, I got it. I got it.
yeah, it's funny you say that is because I've had I got a coworker that constantly challenged me with my diet because I'll come in. I'm the only one that comes in that looks like I have it mapped out, like as far as my diet and my eating. And this is actually just a new phase that I'm doing for myself. I'm not, well, I don't want to call it a phase, a new repeat thing that I'm trying to do. I'll come in, I have my packed lunch, I have my either my juice up and or my protein drink and my big thing of water every day. I'm coming in with it, and most of the time I'm coming in like that because if I'm working on them hours, we got to get lunch, and it eliminates me having to leave to go get lunch if I already have lunch. And I might still have to go get lunch on top of that, but at least I don't have to go out twice, especially if I'm working all day. You know what I mean? But like I said, my core jokingly tries to try to try to challenge my willpower by saying, "Hey man, you want some of these chips? You want to try this, try that?" And I always say no. But this person. I'm gonna say it accepted their fate, and I'm not gonna try. You know what I mean? When I said, I'm trying this because I found out that I might be pre-diabetic or I'm close to it, I want to change my diet and stuff like that. And they said, I
That's
found
your
out I
why.
was too. I found out I was too. Exactly. That's why I brought it up. This was my why. It's like, oh, I found out I was pre-diabetic too. And I'm like, and you okay with that? you and they ate and drank everything as if
Yeah, it's a lot of
they all
people like
right with it. But for me, I stopped because even before I found out, I felt something was wrong. And I'm like, I'm not getting any younger. I don't want to accept what those horror stories I heard. I mean, I go back to when I saw that movie, Soul Food. Okay, I love Soul Food, man. But that shit was sad when the grandma had to get a leg taken off. You know what I mean? And I be thinking about this sometimes. Shit, man, I like to play sports. I like to play ball. If I couldn't play anymore, or when that time comes when I cannot play anymore, I'll be fucking sad, man. So I'm not trying to like make that time sooner than later. I'm gonna do what I can where I can keep playing. You're gonna do what you can to keep playing, especially when got your you got reality check when you went to the gym the other day and they say, man, you
I'm never
gaining
gonna
weight,
never gonna forget that. I've
bro.
said
And
that story at least 10 times already. Like I
I know
was
you're
just
not.
like,
And me knowing you, I've known you damn near all my life, man. I
it's
know
like
you ain't gonna let that shit slide, man. It's like
no,
even when you play ball and you lose, you're like, I keep coming back, I keep fighting
yeah,
hard to get where I need to be. So, it's just sad that some of us are not willpowered that way. So I keep my why of from my stomach, my energy, uh, and me wanting to see what's the next step for me, or wanting to try to do the next step for me.
yeah. No more playing around, man. No more playing with it. No more like, you know, not having that discipline. Sometimes I'll eat that honey bun or that's something sweet or like what
Now
or
this
the
shit is gonna
car
be
like
hard,
yo.
man. This shit gonna be hard. I'm not
In
even
my
gonna lie.
mind, I'm already there. And
No,
you know what?
you,
You know what I did? Like
yeah.
I broke it down to 3 months. I have a date. So I say I'm gonna do this for 3 months straight. 3 months. That's it. 3 months is not a long time. 3 months, like not a long time. So I could do 3 months. If you say, man, I'm gonna do this for a whole year or a lifetime, you probably be done in a day or two because it's like in your head that's forever. You're not gonna accomplish that. But 3 months is a time I feel like I could get there. So in my mind, real quick, 3 months. After 3 months, I'm already at my next goal. I'll implement the carbs maybe once a week, twice a week. But also I'm gonna implement running more because I think
Mm.
by that time I'm gonna be smaller and I'll have enough energy to do more exercise. So I want to get back into my running, but I'm not gonna start until I get to a certain weight. And when I get to the certain weight, I'm gonna implement the carbs back slowly, but also running back 5 miles or 10 miles for the week. I have 10 miles for the week, so I'm gonna do that for the next 3 months, and then after that 3 months, I'm gonna have another goal. I'm just I'm not gonna do everything at once. I'm gonna slowly get to where I'm gonna get to by the end of the year, but I'm gonna map it out in a way that's gonna gradually get me there.
You
Well,
know what? I like it. What you gotta also keep in mind, and what everybody need to keep in mind is we have to have a schedule for every fucking thing. The shit is annoying, but especially if you want change. One of the things that my hurdles is my transition to body change and mentally is a constant schedule. And if you're going to replace or eliminate something, you have to add something in its place. So I know you said you've been down and out. Is that you're probably content with your schedule? You have to change it some to make your body and your mind more challenged to what you need to do, so you won't be depressed and you won't have the energy. So when you have a plan to the T, your energy automatically goes up. Your plan, when you know where you're gonna get the most energy, is when we go play ball, because you already have in your mind what you're gonna do. You already know what the outcome is gonna be. Is gonna be victory, or you're gonna try as hard to make it a victory. That's why we always have energy when we're about to go to the gym, because we already know what the outcome is going to be. It's going to be a good game because you're going to make it a good game. But when you don't have a plan for anything and you're just doing the same thing, got to get the kids, got to go to work, I got to make myself something to eat. It's the same shit. The same shit that we always did. You texted me the other day, was it yesterday, the day before? You said, "Don't be afraid to do something different."
yeah.
And it's true. You should be afraid to do something different. Try to do something different. But what are we going to do different? What's the plan to do it differently? Um, you once you have that plan to, like you said, you're gonna change your diet and everything for a week. What are you gonna do that's different? So I'm gonna give up carbs, right?
Yeah.
What am I gonna replace it with? So that's
Yeah.
going to make it boring, where it's like, I don't have the energy to do it. But if I know exactly what I'm going to change it to and what I'm
Yeah.
going to do, I'll have the motivation, I have the plan,
You
and the
know,
outcome will come very easily.
let me give you something. You probably already have it, but and I'm gonna eat this for the next 3 months.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like salad. I don't know about you, but I like salad. I like a good salad. Not every salad is good. Find a good salad, but a salad, definitely a whole salad.
Hmm.
Um, but they have these roast vegetables. You can either do it yourself, right, or or you could buy the package. They already have it chopped up in a package and
I
seasoned and
had
everything.
that. Yeah,
It's good,
yeah.
bro.
Put
They
it,
might
put it,
have,
put it.
yeah.
I put it in my smoker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
smoked it.
it's
Okay.
if we talk about the same
Yeah,
thing, it's
make it
kind of
soft.
like chopped up,
Yeah.
like
They got sweet
carrots and stuff.
potatoes,
Oh, is that sweet
carrots,
potato? Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
I got
all
it from
kind. So
Costco.
I know sweet potatoes is a carb, but it's called a complex carb, so it's not necessarily bad for you. So I'll have some sweet potatoes in there, cauliflower, broccoli,
Mm.
carrots, zucchini, squash. What you could put bell peppers. So I'm doing both, but I buy it myself and I cut up my vegetables and I put it in the oven and I roast it for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And it's good, bro. You season it how you season it up, or like I said, you could
I
buy
said
it at the
smoker. I
store.
meant air fryer. I said
I'm like,
smoker.
when you
My
said
bad.
smoke, I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
that's
my
gonna be
bad.
soft.
Air
It's gonna be
fryer. Air
soft and
fryer.
mushy, but
Excuse
okay.
me. Air fryer. Air fryer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In the air fryer, I do the same thing. So that and some vegetables, and you add your meat. You eat meat, so you add your meat. And once in a while, I ain't gonna lie, I would have a piece of fish like a salmon. Put the put the fish on there, and with the mixed vegetables and my salad, that's a lot of food for one. And I'm gonna eat that for the next three months.
Yeah. Um, The hard thing for me, the challenge, like I said, when I'm giving up this rice and potato,
Yeah.
fries. I love fries and I love
Forget all
rice.
of that. Forget all of that, man.
I'm not.
We ain't
I
on
am
that.
gonna forget it. I am
Yeah.
gonna forget it. But what I'm saying, that's
Well, don't even think about it. We're not
my
going to talk
kryptonite.
about it. What's the homework, man?
What is the homework? I don't know. What is the homework?
We always
What
have
is the
homework,
homework?
and that's the good thing
Yeah.
about the show to me. The homework is it sets us up for the next show, and then it makes us better. To be honest, man, like I like it so far how we've been going. If
All
any,
right. I got the homework.
try to fill some
Come
time
on.
till you find it, but okay, there you go, you got it now.
come, come up with one good thing that you are doing or gonna start doing to change the world.
Mm.
Um, I used to hate that topic as a kid. What they had those not the topic, those songs and those speeches. We are the world, Michael Jackson. We are. You got to change. Look in the mirror, make a change, and all this other stuff. But it's true. I mean, just as like if you throw a pebble into the ocean, it's going to make a ripple effect. It's going to take a while, depending on how big of a splash you make. But you just doing your part. So it could be something small as of cleaning up outside your house, sweeping. Because the guy across the street is going to look and be like, man, this guy made 5 minutes to sweep around his area. I don't even think that's this thing anymore. When we came up as kids, I don't remember if your mother was doing it. It was always one old school person that would do a little sweeping. And I'm like, man, we in the freaking hood. It's dirty everywhere, and you sweeping right there. But if we all learn from what they're doing, it'll
We,
be a cleaner place.
I don't want to come off like I'm bragging, but like I do that now, bro. Like
Yeah, because of where you came from, your culture, your
yeah, but
people, but not
yeah,
everybody else is built that way.
it's like if I see a piece of paper, especially on my lawn, I hate having trash blow. It's not my trash, but it blows on my lawn. I pick it up, put it in the garbage. Like
Mm.
when I'm at work and I'm walking by and I see something on the floor, I pick it up and I put it in the garbage. Like I've that's how I'm built. Like if I see something on the floor, I'll pick it up and throw it away. But
Mm.
when you read the homework, right away I thought about Tupac, and I don't want to misquote Tupac, but he was like, I may not be the change, but I want to be the spark that made the change.
Hmm.
So it's like, just kind of do your part and try to help each other, man. Like
Yeah,
be
because you
there for
never know what your how big your pebble is
yeah.
going to make of an impact. Because who would have knew that rap from Bronx, just the whole easy rhyme going to where it is right now. Like it's a multi-billion trillion dollar business right now
Yeah,
that started from nothing.
yeah.
You know, um, not to use that only as an example, but anything. If you try to build your own uh, dream in a positive way, it can cause a nice ripple effect.
But let me get the homework right. What you want me to do exactly?
Figure
Like,
out what
like
change you're gonna make.
what we doing,
That
man?
what Figure
Quick
out
change.
what change are you going to make to benefit the world. If you already have one that you're doing, I
What am
mean,
I
and
doing?
you constantly already doing it, and you don't even know. It's just taking a small effect. You said
But I want to do
some
something
trash.
different. I want to
No,
partake.
you're going to do something different,
Well, what?
but I
I
mean,
don't
we're
know.
all doing something to make some type of change in a positive way. It just if you're not doing it enough, it's not going to cause that much of an
You know
effect.
what I was saying? Like I plant trees. Like people, trees supposed to help the world, right? Like I do. I plant trees. Like people tear down trees and stuff. I plant trees.
We got to make a bigger impact. Whatever we're doing,
Like
making a
what, man? I'm
change.
trying to think. Like what could I do differently
Do it
to
in front
help?
of somebody.
What? It's doing
It's
in front of.
you do what you're doing is in passing. You're very
Yeah, I don't.
it's
Yeah,
you
but I
have
need to.
blinders and you're doing what you're doing. But I'm saying maybe be vocal about it at the same time. And you
Mm,
don't have to be in a negative way.
I got you. I got you. I'll narrow it down to something. Figure it out.
I mean, we got to
Oh,
figure it out right this
yeah,
second.
the homework is
It'll
not due
come.
today.
It'll come to you. I mean, like I
By
said, one
by
time
next week.
I was driving and I flagged this woman over. She reluctantly pulled over because she didn't have to. She could have looked at me as a crazy person, and she had her
Yeah,
hood open.
yeah. I remember you told me that.
Yeah, so I mean, this could be something small like that, but
But yeah, it's not changing the world. Man, she could have died, and then her kids wouldn't have a
no,
mother, and then
she. Let me tell you how.
say
Some
it
people
out
might
of
look at it as like, oh, you just did a good deed,
yeah.
but in her mind, she probably thought everybody is an asshole. Nobody would help her. But she said, you know what? There are some good people out there that stopped what they're doing because I could have looked and like, dumbass got a hood open. Keep going. But I stopped to make sure she was safe
Yeah.
and closed it. And she said, "Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you." Like she had that look of, "Hang on, I want to tell you I appreciate you." And I wanted her to know it's not that serious. I just wanted to help out, and I'm gone. I didn't stop. I said, "You welcome," and kept going. You
Yeah,
know,
but
because some people,
I was gonna say maybe that changed her in a way. Maybe she will do something good for someone else,
and that's all. That's what
and
it's
maybe
about,
her
man.
kids will see her doing good, and they will do good, and maybe they win the Nobel
What I
Peace
want,
Prize. Who knows, baby? But
what I want to, before we just cut this short, can we stop recording every good deed we do? Isn't it's no longer a good deed? You're just doing it for clout. If you got to record it, I'm seeing too many of these videos, and I like some of them, and that's why I'm getting so many of. And it always happens with Walmart. Somebody saying, "Hey, do this for me," and then they turn around and give them $5,000 or something. It's like, come on.
but you see the
But you
irony,
record it.
the irony in that, right?
But
You don't see the irony in that. Like
them doing that
the reason why you're
for
making that
like,
statement is because you see it online, right?
no, I
Because
don't want to see it. I
yeah,
didn't
but
record me stopping the lady and fixing her hood. Like,
I'm just saying it doesn't mean that it's not being done without being recorded. What I'm saying, like you
right.
only realize why you're reporting that because you see it. You only reporting what you see, but you're not reporting what you don't see. So imagine if you wasn't seeing it, you wouldn't come up and say, "Hey, y'all need to start recording it so I know you're doing it." Like you don't know
No,
if people doing it. I'm just saying you there's people doing things out there without recording it. I think we had mentioned 50 Cent when somebody brought it to light, the stuff that he did that he don't even talk about. And 50 Cent is the most social media person that we probably know that's do everything on social media, but he doesn't broadcast his philanthropy, like helping people. He doesn't do that. Like so we wouldn't know he don't do that, so we wouldn't talk about it. So I'm just saying the irony is like, bro, you the reason why you're talking about because you're seeing it being done on social media, but people are doing things that's not being shown.
well, shout out to those people. I don't
Yeah.
want to see anybody recording something nice
Yeah, so
and
you don't
be
want to
mad.
see nothing. I mean,
No, it's
sometimes
because
you need to broadcast it so it brings attention and awareness to it. I get why people do it sometimes. Because
I get it.
when I used to do the book bags to Jamaica, the charity stuff, I recorded it so it will help me get more donations. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I can't do it all by myself. So if people see where the money is going, because I had a thing where for every shirt you buy, you know, part of your money goes towards helping children in Jamaica, like buying them book bags and school supplies. So I had to
Right.
show where the money is going, and also hoping that people would donate more once they see where the money is going. So I don't know, they may have that same mindset, and that's why they do it. It needs to be done. It needs to be shown, but and also it don't have to be shown.
Yeah.
Blew your mind right
Okay.
there.
I got it. I got it.
That's the
All right.
bar.
You got a final quote before we cut this one short, man. I don't have
I,
nothing.
I didn't have one prepared. You was driving.
Yeah. All right. Well, tip your waitresses.
that's that's not a quote, but yeah, we'll go with that one.
All right, man. Like
Do,
and
do something
subscribe.
nice, man. I got one. Make someone smile today. Yeah.
I
Ties in
gotta do
what
that
we
one. I gotta do that one. I just want to chill. This is Sunday, bro. I don't do nothing.
You made the lady smile when you put down her hood for her. Just make someone smile today. In other words, do something nice.
I'm gonna go look for that lady. Hey, man, you remember me?
Where's my smile? Give me my smile. I didn't get my smile.
Don't forget, like, subscribe. We getting off the bus.